But I have to say now, dare I say it, forgive me, you're an artist, you're a great artist. I remember it and I love it, and I love you forever. Thank you.
Among the countless love stories that have unfolded under Hollywood's dazzling lights, few are as haunting and romantic as the one between Diane Keaton and Al Pacino. A relationship that stretched across more than 20 years, it was a story without a clear beginning or an end. These two cinematic legends, forever bound by The Godfather, shared a connection that defied simple definition, passionate, enduring, yet never fully complete. Diane Keaton, known for her wit, independence, and fearless honesty, loved Al Pacino so deeply that she once proposed to him. And Pacino, the enigmatic actor with soulful eyes and a heart that resisted being tamed, walked away. Without a word, they once lived under the same roof, shared unspoken promises, and shed quiet tears for each other. But in the end, their paths diverged. No wedding, no final goodbye, just a strange friendship that still lingers, echoing something unresolved. If you've ever admired Diane Keaton as a symbol of intellect and independence, or been mesmerized by Al Pacino's haunting gaze, comment one below and join us in exploring a love story that never quite had a name and a breakup that never truly ended. What broke Diane Keaton's heart, and why couldn't Al Pacino, who once said, "I love you forever," hold on to her? To understand why their love story was never complete, we must travel back before they ever met to the childhood experiences and artistic journeys that shaped the way they loved and the way they let go. Diane Keaton was born in Los Angeles to a conservative Catholic family. Her father was a civil engineer, while her mother, Dorothy, once crowned in a small-town beauty pageant, gave up her dreams to become a full-time mother. Diane grew up.
Some love stories light up red carpets. Others live in secret. But the most haunting kind are the ones that never end, because they never fully began. Broken Heart on-screen text, Diane Keaton and Al Pacino. The love that never got a final scene. Microphone voiceover continues. She said, "I love you forever." He said, nothing, then years later echoed those same words on a stage, when it was already too late. This is not a love story with a happy ending. It's something deeper. It's the story of two icons, Diane Keaton and Al Pacino, who loved each other and
In the world of Hollywood, there are countless dazzling love stories, some public, others whispered, but few have been as quietly haunting and deeply emotional as the one between Diane Keaton and Al Pacino. It wasn't just a relationship, it was a silent, enduring thread that spanned over 2 decades, lingering even after the cameras stopped rolling. Diane Keaton, bold,
silence for
witty,
over 20
independent.
years.
Al Pacino,
And still,
mysterious,
it wasn't enough.
intense, and untouchable.
Before they were
They
legends,
met on the set of
they
The
were just
Godfather
two kids
and
from
began
very
a connection that would defy definition. It wasn't loud, it wasn't official, But it was real at least for one of them to understand why Diane and Al never found their forever. We need to go back to childhood shaped by love, absence, and ambition. Diane Keaton was born in Los Angeles into a conservative Catholic family. Her mother, once a beauty pageant winner, gave up her dreams for domestic life. Diane watched a vibrant woman become
Diane
invisible,
Keaton was born in
and she
sunny
vowed
Los
never
Angeles,
to do the same.
into a
She wanted
conservative
freedom.
Catholic home.
She wanted to matter.
Her mother,
From an early age, Diane was assertive, passionate, and incredibly driven. But beneath that strength was vulnerability, a longing to be loved fully, to have a home, a partner, and peace in a chaotic world. Al Pacino, on the other hand, grew up in East Harlem. His parents divorced when he was just 2, raised by his mother in a cramped Bronx apartment. He lived surrounded by noise, struggle, and survival.
once a beauty queen,
Acting became his
abandoned
only
her
escape
stage
and the
dreams
only
to
thing he
become a
trusted.
homemaker.
He slept in
Diane watched
parks,
that
worked
and
odd
vowed
jobs,
she never would.
and protected his
From
soul behind emotional armor. For Pacino, love was dangerous. It could threaten the one thing he couldn't live without, his freedom. In 1971, Diane and Al met for the first time on the set of The Godfather. Neither was a superstar. She was known for her quirky charm. He was fresh from the Broadway stage. But when their eyes met, something shifted. I was crazy about him, Diane later said.
At a young age,
He was funny,
she rejected
strange,
the script society
charming.
gave her.
I couldn't look away.
She would live on her
Pacino
own
didn't say
terms.
much publicly, but friends,
Fierce,
co-stars,
funny,
and behind-the-scenes footage captured a powerful, unspoken energy between them. Their love started quietly and grew over time. Through the Godfather trilogy, through years of parting and returning, they were never officially a couple in the public eye. No red carpet kisses, no tabloid weddings. But for over 20 years, Diane kept believing there was something more, something real. While Diane longed for stability, Al
and
remained elusive.
unapologetically
She
independent.
dated others: Woody Allen,
that defiance
Warren
hid a
Beatty,
quiet ache.
even Mel Gibson.
What Diane
but her
really
heart kept
wanted
circling
wasn't
back
just
to
success.
one man, Pacino. She once said, "The Godfather films, they were all about one thing, Al. They break up, reunite, repeat." Diane hoped, waited, and gave more of herself each time. Pacino remained charming, complicated, and unwilling to change. He never promised her forever, but she kept hoping he would. Then came The Godfather Part 3 in the late 1980s. They
It
filmed
was
in
love,
Rome,
whole,
stayed in the
steady,
same villa.
unwavering love.
Friends whispered,
Al
"This is it.
Pacino,
He's
meanwhile,
finally going to
grew up
propose."
in the rough streets of
Diane
East.
gave him an ultimatum: marry her or end. Pacino chose silence, and just like that, it was over. No dramatic argument, just a deafening, final quiet. Diane went into therapy. Her father was dying. Her heart was breaking. "I wanted him to love me the way I loved him," she said years later. Diane never dated publicly again. For more than 35 years, she remained single.
Harlem.
She adopted
His
2
parents
children in her
divorced when he
50s
was
and
2.
built a legacy not
His
just
mother
in
raised
film,
him alone in
but
a
in
Bronx
life. An Oscar
apartment
winner,
filled with noise,
a fashion icon,
hustle.
a trailblazer for women. She once said, "No one ever asked me to marry them. Maybe they realized I wasn't the easiest person to live with, but I'm glad I never married. It wouldn't have been right for me." Al Pacino never married either. He had 4 children with 3 different women, but never settled. "I avoid doors that might lead to pain," he once said. What's good about the script? Emotional depth and cinematic
survival.
Tenelli script tapped into
Pacino
emotional
didn't grow up
storytelling
seeing love.
with sincerity
He
and
grew
grace.
up learning how
The
to
tone
run,
is poetic,
how to protect
often
his
melancholic,
dreams,
and filled with romantic introspection. It reads like a narrated documentary or voiceover essay, perfect for a 12 to 15-minute emotional YouTube video. Strong characterization. Diane Keaton and Al Pacino are presented not just as celebrities, but as vulnerable, conflicted human beings. The backstory, childhood, family, personalities helps anchor their behaviors and decisions. A powerful storytelling
How
technique.
not to need anyone.
Narrative flowed chronological
Acting became
and
his
emotional
only safe
progression from
place.
their youth
They meet
through
on the set
decades
of
of
The
love.
Godfather.
Confusion
She's
and
quirky,
separation is
sharp.
well structured. It begins with intrigue and builds anticipation throughout until the final bittersweet reflection, reflective, and thought-provoking ending. Then imposes a powerful question to the audience: was it love, regret, or both? This emotional ambiguity keeps viewers thinking, which is ideal for engagement. Areas that need improvement: spelling and name errors. Consistency. Diane Keaton is repeatedly used
Sharp-witted
instead of
and
Diane
magnetic.
Keaton. Al.
He's quiet,
Pacino
brooding,
or Al
and
Pacino
unknowably
or
deep.
Al.
Diane
Pacino.
would later admit,
Multiple
"I
inconsistent
was
spellings. These distract from the professionalism of the video. Stick with Diane Keaton and Al Pacino. Repetitiveness and length. Script is around 7,000+ words, but can be edited down to 4,500 to 5,000 words without losing meaning. Phrases like they love each other but could never live together are repeated with slight variations to often. Sentence clarity. Some sentences are poetic
about him
but
from the
slightly
start.
over-stylized,
He was
making
charming,
them harder to
strange,
digest for
and
general
completely
YouTube
brilliant.
audiences.
Pacino
Example,
never said
if
much.
the love between Diane Keaton and Al Pacino were a piece of music, it would be a solo. Beautiful, but you may want to alternate such phrases with direct sentences to maintain clarity. Missing transitions in some sections, a few jumps between decades or relationships feel abrupt, e.g., jumping from Woody Allen to Warren Beatty to Gibson. Without smooth linking, you can enhance continuity by using smoother transitions like, during their off years, Diane tried to move on. Some speculative lines could be softened emphasis like Pacino never held onto a woman's heart. Long enough to build anything lasting can come off as harsh or speculative without direct
Rarely
quotes.
does.
Instead,
But friends
say,
noticed the tension.
Pacino often struggled
The
with
electricity
long-term
between
commitment,
them was
as
unmistakable.
suggested by his brief
It was
relationships.
the beginning of something
Writing
not loud,
style and tone
but
feedback
undeniable.
elementality,
Their
poetic,
romance
slightly
didn't explode
nostalgic,
in the press.
great for an older audience.
There were no
Narrative
public
voice, third person
declarations.
reflective.
Just a
Occasionally
series
dips into
of quiet
second-person
reunions,
questions,
whispered
which helps
hopes.
with viewer engagement. Pacing smooth, but slightly dragged due to redundancy in mid and late sections. Diction thoughtful and evocative, but can be simplified in some areas for broader accessibility. Emotional impact very high. Viewers are likely to empathize with Diane Keaton's heartbreak. Suggestions for enhancing engagement: add brief film clips or quotes from Diane or Al, where legally possible, especially Diane's confessionals and Pacino's AFI tribute. Include dramatic pauses or piano background music for emotional build-up when narrating sections, like the AFI scene or her proposal. Consider breaking the story into parts, e.g., the meeting, the love, the distance,
long
the goodbye,
silences.
the reflection
Part
with
3,
on-screen
The
titles
Spiral,
or visuals to
5:31
segment it
to
better.
8:30.
Final verdict: Tyro
Musical
rating.
note.